Hello and welcome. So the Z1 analyzer has the ability to overlay the throttle and brake inputs on the track map. And in version 1.13 of the Z1 analyzer, we have completely revamped the rendering engine used to display those overlays. So in this video, we are going to take a look at how those overlays are displayed and how they've improved over previous versions. So these overlays are used in the analysis screens, which are available here under the analysis menu. You've got track walk, speed comparison, breakpoints, driving line, etc. all the way down. We are going to look at speed comparison and breakpoints. So if we select the speed comparison, you get this track map, and since we have two laps open, we have them displayed side by side. So on the right side is the main lap, and on the left side is the base lap. So as you can see, we have green representing when you're on the throttle, and red represents when you're on the brakes. And if you're not seeing this, you can toggle the overlay on or off by clicking up here to toggle it on or off. So the darker the green, the heavier, the more on the throttle you are, and the darker the red, the more on the brakes you are. And now if we zoom in a little bit, and we can do this using the mouse scroll wheel, or up here, these plus and minus icons will also scroll in or out. So as you scroll in, you can see on this lap, again on the right is the main lap, and on the left is the base lap. You can see where you're on the throttle and where you're on the brakes. And you can see how much on the throttle you are and how much on the brakes you are. So in previous versions, this overlay could get a little bit jagged, especially if you had zoomed in a lot. With the new rendering engine we're using in version 1.13, the rendering is much smoother and much more crisp than it used to be. And it gives you much better resolution. So you can zoom in as much as you want, and the resolution will always be very accurate and very precise. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I can't see what I wanted to show when I'm that far zoomed in. Okay. All right, so now I've zoomed out a little bit here. And if you look, you can see how these laps, both of these laps here, you're coming off the throttle about the same time. You're on the brakes about the same time. You can tell by this dark line here, this is where I blipped the throttle on a downshift. So you can see that one lap I'm downshifting slightly later than the other. I'm coming off the brakes sooner and I'm coasting, whereas this lap I'm on the brakes longer, coasting a little bit, and I'm on full throttle from pretty much halfway all the way around. Where here I'm on the throttle a little bit, getting a bit more until I'm actually not on full throttle until I'm at the exit of the turn. So this is what you can use these overlays for. You can see exactly how you are using the brakes and the throttle at what point on the track. If I double click, I go back out to see the whole track. And as this is a speed comparison, it does show you the maximum and minimum speeds of the laps at various points, at the end of a straight and at the end of a braking zone. And if you click somewhere, it will show you the speeds at that exact point for both laps. So you can also change your analysis by going here to the speed, to this drop down. Right now it's the speed comparison because that's what I'm looking at. But I want to look at the breakpoints as well. Now the breakpoints uses the same overlay for the throttle and the brake. Again, zoom in. And the difference between this analysis and the speed comparison is if I click on one of the dots, it gives me all the information about how I was braking, how it compares to the other lap, things like that. We'll do another video that talks in detail about these settings. The main thing I wanted to show here was that the breakpoint analysis also uses this new overlay rendering to give you very smooth lines and overlays for the brakes and the throttles. So that is the new rendering engine that we've put into version 1.13 of the analyzer. We think this makes these systems much more detailed and a big improvement over the previous versions. So thank you for watching, and hope this video has been useful.